Kick in. Welcome back, everybody, to Facetious, episode 142, season 3, episode 38, brought to you on Monday, October 8th, 2018, Columbus Day at 6:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am one of your hosts, Larry, aka Blue Man Rule, and I'm joined as usual by my man, Damien, and just my man, Damien, Mike, aka Scarfinger, aka Real Talk. What's up, dog?
So, dog.
Nothing, man. you just be like, man, whatever, dog. I'm here, dog. I'm here.
No, man, it was just a very busy, frustrating kind of day at work. So I'm just kind of, I really am now. I'm here right now.
Right. Okay.
You know what? I think at the end of the day, I'm just happy not to be there right
now. Right. Look, man, we got to get into this, Mike. So, because when it happened, all right, so everybody, 3 days a week, I work out. At our job, we have Fit for Life, which is something that the federal government encourages people to take 3 hours a week, right? So you could take it in 3 1-hour blocks, or you could take it in 2 90-minute blocks, right? However you want to do it. I normally take it in 3 1-minute blocks. 2 of those blocks are spin class. I love spin class. I can't really ride outside as much. There's not enough light. A couple of bike trails are going to be worked on over the winter, so I can't really do what I want to do outside. So it's all good. I go to spin class, right? But so here's the thing. All right. So I'm in there. So I'm in there. All right, y'all. Now stick with me to the end of the story, Mike, because there are many, many things you're gonna want to comment on. I promise. Just hold out. Let me get through the whole story. All right. So we go to spin class. So both days last week, and Tuesday and Thursday, it was so hot inside because the AC in the gym was broken. They said, "All right, y'all, we got to take the bikes and roll them outside." And it's movement powered. So when you power it on, then like your screen and your timer and everything is just powered by your movement, right? Your energy. So roll it outside, get outside. And I don't know, I hadn't seen this guy before, whatever.
What up, Ron Block?
Ron Block up in here. What's going on, player? So. What's up, man? So I roll the bike.
Simpson in the building.
Simpson, yeah. So the government got Fit for Life, but I need to know the opt-in percentage. I think it's like 40%, bro. Of people who actually go work out. There's like 65% of people that actually opt in, but they just leave. Like they don't even. They like, nah, I'm good. but yeah, thanks for watching, dog. So I roll a bike outside, right? And I'm sitting next to this guy, and I don't even know who it is because otherwise
Oh, you just froze. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's me and my internet or you and yours. Crap. I don't know what's happening here. Did I cut out? Oh, Blue says PC restarted, so I guess it's on me. I ain't about to talk about no spin class. That ain't about to happen today. I'm just all right. So I ain't really have too much to talk about today, but we gonna get this thing popping. Have you worked in a place where there are people that are strong for the left and the right? That's a real bad situation. Oh, did the whole thing cut out? Because I don't see. If one of y'all in the chat still see me, let me know, because I got an error message on the screen because he said his PC restarted.
Sorry about that, y'all.
All right, there you go.
Sorry about that.
Oh, they still saw me. I had already started on the new. Like I was about to tell people about the frustration of working in a small office with people on the left, way left, and the people on the way right.
Yeah, I know about those struggles, dog. I know about those struggles.
And like, okay, so politically speaking, I am just left of center.
Just left of center?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm closer to the center. I'm closer to the center, but I tend to lean a little bit to the left. You know what I'm saying? I tend to have very left. I mean, you know, my ideals politically lean left, but I'm willing to listen and like let's come with a happy middle ground here that's gonna benefit the most people. Like
Okay.
I'm that person.
Okay, word up, word up.
But like working with like the two owners are exactly that. One is way left, one is way right.
Really?
Bruh, I had a conversation about this whole Kavanaugh thing, and like he was mad about the whole Kavanaugh thing, and Kavanaugh shouldn't even be having to answer for all of this stuff, blah blah blah, whatever. And I was like, I was like, you know what? This is me being center. I'm just saying, like, yo, maybe he just ain't the dude. Like now, I know he got confirmed. Like, but this is last week. I was like, I know he got confirmed. But I'm like, maybe he just ain't the dude. Like, why you keep riding for this dude as opposed to anybody else you could pick that don't have this kind of scandal behind him?
Right.
And I was like, yo, they pretty much already made it seem like this is gonna be the dude regardless. Like the Republicans didn't really care. Right. And the worst part about it is like a lot of the people that spoke out about it when after her testimony is just like, we believe you, we just don't care.
Pretty much.
Like, this is our guy, and he's gonna be our guy no matter which way this goes. This is our guy. So I said basically the same thing that the old buddy from Saturday Night Live said. And he said, my man just kind of failed his job interview. And you're still going to give him the job. So I said that, and I was like, that's basically his job interview. He was like, no, it's not. He already had a job interview. They already looked into his background, blah, 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 whatever, you know, all this other stuff. And I said, if when I interviewed for this job in February, if I had the same temperament that he did, if I was out here like 2 seconds from crying and then all of a sudden I'm super angry and like not presenting myself as a viable candidate, would I be here today? He wouldn't answer the question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I mean,
that's my whole thing. Like my man, when you had to answer those questions, bro, that's basically part of your job interview.
Well, even I can't remember if it was Lindsey Graham or who it was, but someone's like, "Sir, do you think this is a job interview?" And because the way he was answering the questions, he was treating it like that. And they wanted to tell him, man, this is not a job interview. This is like a character review. It's not necessarily a job interview. But
the Republicans saw it as a character assassination.
They did, but here's my thing. All right. So as we all know, some crimes have a statute of limitations, right? So depending on the length of time, I think there was like 32 years.
Including most of Bill Cosby's. And he only really got hit for the one. That's why he only got that little bit of time for everything that he did, right. Because everything else was out of the statute.
Right. So, but with this, I see this as, even if it's within the statute of limitations, I see it as something viable. I mean, here's the thing. He's supposed to be a judge, and he's sitting on the highest court in the land. But if the dude is saying stuff that you can't believe, well, then we have a problem.
Yeah,
that's basically I see it.
It doesn't matter who you are, whether you are on either side of the aisle, bruh. We don't believe you.
You need more people.
You need all the people. Apparently, he has
other side had a lot of people.
Yeah. And look, apparently he has all of the Republicans. They're the majority. He got this work. But like, there is no reason why you even made it this far. Like, I seen the interview where they interviewed the guy who came up with the list of names that they were supposed to look at for their nominees.
Really?
And he said he came up with a list of 25 names, and won't none of them better than the other. You could have just pick one out of the bunch, try to figure out what worked for you.
Right.
That like this guy wasn't necessarily the best choice. Like he tried to say it in like the easiest way possible,
Right.
but it was just like out of all the 25, you pick this one. That's basically like that was the undertone for what my man was saying. He was trying to be like real cool about it, but it was just like, no, there was nobody on that list. That like the list was in no order. There was not a preference. Any one of those people could have been nominated for this job.
Right, man, and that stuff, like I didn't talk about it last week simply because we just didn't have time. We were too busy clowning. But just like the hostility that man had in those responses.
You know what I mean?
Like come on, man. Like
you a judge. And you out wilding in front of the folks. Like, yo, you can tell my man had no fear of wilding out in front of the folks. And then my man started talking about like, look, the messed up part was like when he was talking about his dad and those calendars or whatever,
bro,
like that.
Man,
and he's talking about it as if like his dad had passed and this was like a important moment in his life.
I thought his dad
Your dad is over there,
bro. He was right behind him, man. I was watching Trevor Noah, and they were like, he's saying it like his father is dead. And then they showed the still. It's like, that's his dad right there. Like his dad is right there. But it was cracking me up.
I'm gonna tell you the funniest thing. I don't know how true this is. So I'm gonna send that out first. I don't know how true this is, but apparently that lady right over his shoulder was his wife.
Yep. I mean, and that was Trevor Noah's research.
Faces she kept making. Like she don't believe, dude. Like your own wife won't even back you up on this. She like, word. Like she had that face almost the whole time. Like,
hey,
word.
How bad does it have to be when your crew ain't even riding for you? Like how
your crew won't even ride.
No, he had homies from college. That's like Simpson coming out of woodwork being like, yeah, Jay did cuss that girl out in the Mac. And he did cuss her out, and then he ran out. He did do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's him coming back from 20 years ago, being like, man,
your man's
I don't
in
know.
them.
I don't know.
Your man's in them was like, well, maybe we should talk to your man's in them, and it was like,
yeah,
I got my bowling league that day.
Hey, you know what happened. Hey, I just got root canal, so you know.
You know what I'm saying? Ooh, headache. I got a migraine.
I don't know if it's dehydration or something. I don't know. Listen, I gotta go home.
But Simpson said, first of all, I ain't snitching. I mean, that's true. I mean, that's basically what his mans and them did. They kind of said it was like a little bit, but they were just like, I ain't about to say this in front of the folks, though. Like,
hey, for real though. But they were like, hey, for real. If you look at it though, I mean, he had some of his friends call in and be like, look, some of the stuff he said just simply ain't true. Like I would have, they were like, look, I wasn't gonna jump in and say anything, but he can't be out here lying, and he's supposed to be on the Supreme Court. Like,
first of all, that's my man's.
That's my dog.
First of all, that's my man's. But you know what I mean? Like
listen, yeah, I can't ride with that one.
Right. What happened? Like, okay, so apparently one of them was actually in the room, and he was just like, "Man, I kind of was in the room when all this stuff happened."
Right.
And then like he didn't even say, like he kind of like dry snitched it a little bit. Like he just kind of was like, "I was in the room when the assault happened." Like, wait a minute.
Hold
up, dog.
Hold up, dog.
I was kind of there. You know what I mean? I wonder if the dude who said he was in the room, I wonder if he didn't get called for birthday last year or something.
Right. How you sitting that man a coffee pot that don't work for his birthday?
You know what I mean? Like my man did a joint from the Flash where I opened my wedding presents and it's a knife set and one of the knives missing. Like that's
right, man. Like man, oh man, that was great though, right? But no, man. So no, it was that whole thing was really strange. But what's even more strange. Okay, I'm gonna lose some listeners, but we're gonna get into it anyway. So here's the thing. I think this trial got caught up in more of a Me Too movement than it got caught up in a you just shouldn't do that on an ethical level movement. Right. And so I think what happens is when issues start getting polarized or characterized in a particular fashion like that, then the the right can immediately say, well, you see, they're way illogical on this thing. They're way out in left field now because
I mean we hear about this stuff every day from Knox. Like Knox is a conservative, and like he points out like the movements more often than the actual actions from these people. And you froze again. He, that's a part of like his thing. Like he's a conservative, and he looks at a lot of these situations like a conservative does. Like when something Me Too pops up, he's about like, yo, this Me Too ain't what's hot on these streets. And it's a deflection tactic, most of all, it's a deflection tactic.
Okay.
Like it's easy for you to say, man, it's that Me Too nonsense, as opposed to saying, this dude, I think this dude did this.
Right. And here's the thing. And so my problem is when these issues then get I guess when they then get isolated to the Me Too argument, it removes, like, for me, the main gumption for why we're here, right? It removes the sentiment of, well, he may have just done this, right? Like, to me, that's what it does. It just removes that entire sentiment. And so I think it devalues the conversation that we're having. And I think that not only does it deflect, but it obscures the true motive of the conversation. Right?
I think that's part of the reason why I've been for as long as any of y'all have known me, I have been anti-labels. Right. You have never seen me share anything that says Me Too or anything like that, because at the end of the day, like, if something happened to these ladies, like, that's something that we need to discuss, and that's something that we need to fix.
Hey, for
and
real.
Like, and you know what I mean? Like, so I've never been about like hashtag. I've never really been like hashtag Black Lives Matter. Now I've shared some Black Lives Matter stuff, but when you hear me say, the stuff like, yeah, I believe that I should be, like, it's not just like Black Lives Matter. Yes, all lives matter, but like, because I'm Black, I kind of feel like I should matter also.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
like I never just came out and said, and I know I'm using incorrect English on purpose. But I never just came out and jumped on a hashtag about this stuff. There's changes that need to be made, and no one on these opposite ends seem to want to actually make the changes.
Well, I mean, like, they want to make changes, but they don't want to listen to each other, right? So
yeah, that's the problem.
They're not willing to have the conversation because they think they already have the answer, right?
It's Bloods and Crips. Like, it's really,
it ain't even that hard, because I grew up in a neighborhood where it was real Bloods and Crips. Like, this is more like Piru and Hoover. You know what I mean? It's a little different.
Yeah. We need a it's all in the same gangs. We all in the same gang song for the government right now, because like, things is like really messed up, and no one's listening. People are not listening to understand. People are listening to respond, and that's just causing more problems. And it's just problem after problem after problem that we can't solve, because no one is willing to say, all right, Dan, what you saying, dog? And just be quiet. Like, and just let these ladies that are speaking out about what happened to them, and the stuff got swept under the rug, and like the people who are going hard for Bill Cosby. No, Bill did that. Like, and Bill went to jail.
Did you interview on NPR? Like, they were like, so you just got a sentence in there. Like, how do you feel about it? Do you have any words on it? He's like, no.
Exactly.
Like, what you gonna say? Like, if you did and you got caught, what you gonna say?
Yeah, it's the thing that they say about it's the thing that they say about you can, if you catch a criminal, you catch a normal person, and that didn't actually do the crime, and you put them in the cell overnight. The criminal's going to sleep. All right, I got caught. Cool. The innocent one is the one that's staying up worrying about this because he doesn't know what's gonna happen. The criminal knows what's gonna happen. I got caught. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And it's just like, and Bill is just like, I got caught. I'm going to sleep.
He was like, no, I ain't got no comments, which surprised me. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you did it, you did it. I mean, you move along.
Right.
Now, Simpson said he thinks it's deeper than not want to have the conversation. He says that they don't believe in compromise nor actually examining the situation with a non-biased view, which is right. Because as I said, they think they have the right answer, right? So they approach that with their own bias, believing themselves to be true, and that their solution is the only solution, right? And that's the issue, right? Because there's no lack of hubris in the human ego, and the problem is that it manifests itself in many ways that prevents us from having constructive, constructive, evaluative, deliberative conversations.
And this dude seems to have the same kind of ego as 45.
Right. Which look, man, do improve your point. Like when someone is being evasive, it's clear. It's quite clear. Like, well, I mean, if you throw out a question and they don't really want to answer it, then they means they really don't like the answer. So,
like when they kept asking him, did he support an FBI investigation?
Right. He was like, look, man, I've been here since day one.
You know what I mean? I thought I was watching The Matrix. He was like,
yeah. I was like, is he the one? Is the one?
Right. Like, I thought I was watching The Matrix because my man was leaning back.
Man, dodging them bullets, man, like nobody's business.
Dodging them bullets. It's like, and then it got, and like he wasn't even like end of Matrix Neo, where he was just kind of like dodging and just looking like, word, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't even that. Right. It was just kind of like, it was like that first, like, oh snap, he might be the one type dodge.
Right. Well, I want to apologize for dropping out, y'all. We had a lot of weather issues here, but I don't know if that's it or not. But since I built my new PC, I hadn't really had the issue, but it shut down on Hangouts twice. So I don't know what's going on, but so let me get my story in. So if it happens again, it could be weather. I don't know what it is, but we just gonna move on into it. But listen, y'all. So as I mentioned, we had to take our bikes outside because the gym was hot, right? We moved our bikes outside. Gym was hot. It was nice outside, nice breeze, right? So I pulled up right next to this dude, and there was a nice space, perfect space between two people where I could get right in between there and spin, right? So I went up in there, and the second I got on, man, you understood that his right guard had went left. His deodorant. I'm like, Philip, we need to talk about hygiene.
So you said you ain't know this dude. This
Fred. Yeah, Fred. Listen.
Listen.
Right, dog. It was hot funk. So I played football my entire life. I played football from 4th grade to graduation from high school, 12th grade. Played basketball from 5th grade to 12th grade.
You've been around some stank.
Yeah, I ran track. Well, I did field, but I was around people who ran track and field. So I've done the things to where I'm like, whoo, man, I need a shower. You know what I'm saying? Like, get this off me. So I've been in that position. This dude hadn't sweated. He was smelling the whole time. Number one, how you funk up all of outside? Like, we outside, B. We outside. The wind is blowing.
How you do that? How you do that? You know what? That's amazing. Like, how do you, like? I mean, I'm bothered by the way that you smell, but like when you make outside smell,
bro, he made outside smell, right? So Thursdays are the days on spin where we actually incorporate weights, right? So sometimes we'll hold like a dumbbell and she'll have us go out and up, right? And she'll have us do like shoulder rolls and biceps.
You almost went there. You were like out and up.
Yeah. Out and so but so we be getting in there, right? So what up, laid back? And so I'm thinking, all right, he there and he don't have a weight. I'm like, cool, he ain't gonna lift his arms. Why this dude do this when on the up part? He just lifted his arms up and let. I'm like, man, come on, son. Like, you don't smell that. And then, Mike, that ain't the only problem.
Man, you tell that man, like, yo, for real,
Mike, that
I'm gonna need you not the Lion King today. Like, I don't need you to. Like, I don't need you to do that today.
Listen, so Mike, not only am I downwind from this cat, but there are people downwind from me. So not only am I worried about smelling his pits, I'm worried about them thinking it's mine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there just concerned.
Scoop.
Bro, I'm like, man, did someone not tell you? Because I was almost telling him not to. But then again, there was another lady on his right, and she was an older lady. And so I don't know if it was her or not. But man, I'm telling you, Mike, it was rough. Like, have you ever had that funk where it makes your stomach hurt immediately? Have you ever smelled that?
You know what? That happened to me one time.
Man, that's what this was.
I was in storage, and this guy came in to pay his bill.
Oh,
and he smelled like he had never, like, he smoked cigars. Like, you can tell he smoked cigars, or he dipped and all that. Like, he did all that, and he smelled like he had never washed that jacket he had on.
Man. Ugh.
And when he left, the smell would not leave. I had to, like, completely, I had to pull out the strongest cleaner I could and wipe down the whole counter. Like, I had to do everything to get that smell out of my office that day. He smelled like so bad. And you know that person that don't wash their jackets, and like when the person that don't wash their jacket, and they fry chicken at home, right? and you know that dude because he got that I fried some chicken in my house smell on his coat. It's like that, but it was like that with tobacco.
Man, that's rough, dog. That's terrible. Now, Simpson said we need to require all federal employees to keep deodorant at their desk. I will second that. Look, man, I don't understand how you out here smelling rancid. How you out here smelling like you just came from the Jesus house. Like, I don't understand this, man. Like,
but for real, like, we need as federal employees, you need to hire a couple federal employees, and what they need is like some paintbrushes so they ain't got to touch it, and some tussie in that joint, and they need to just spackle tussie on the employees. Like, you need a dog up front, and like with the dog, if you smell like a hood Chinese joint, like, you need to get spackled immediately. Like, they need to pull them out the line like they do at the airport.
Right.
And
step over here, please, sir. Ma'am.
Step over here, please. And then somebody with one of those masks, not even just a regular old like a dust mask or something like that. You need the one when you paint
with
cars.
With the filters.
Yeah, with the almost look like a gas mask with the two little things. You know what I'm saying? With the two little things on them. No. The one that's down low. The one that's down low.
Oh,
like when people paint cars, they got the two little. I don't even know what they call. They kind of like rounded triangles. You know what I mean? They kind of like rounded triangle. I don't know what rounded triangles like the shape. Right. We call, but we just gonna call that we just gonna use like a general term. We could just go call it oblong. But we just gonna call it the two oblong pieces. Like, we need somebody in that room with that and a paintbrush and some tussie, and we gonna get this thing popping.
Bruh, look, I don't like Mike. Okay, so. Again, bro, like I said, I understand, because when I work out really, really hard, man, I know when I smell, right? When I go on my bike rides over 20 miles, right? I know I need to come home and shower immediately. I don't sit down. I come in, I go straight to the shower. You know what I'm saying? I might grab a cup of water and keep standing and drink it, and then I go right to the shower. You know what I'm saying? I don't sit down. I go, do not pass go. I do not collect $200. I go straight to shower. But bro, man, it was terrible. So we out there, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so terrible. It's so terrible. So I just wanted you to know that there are people out there, man, who are not taking this hygiene thing seriously. Like they look at hygiene as a recommendation, and we need to like hashtag splash them pits. We need to do something about that, man, because we need to
hashtag spackle them pits. Like we need some spackle. We need, you know that stuff that you use when you got to pat some drywall, and then you gotta you gotta put it on real good, and then you take the metal thing and you gotta scrape off the excess so it's straight so you can paint it. Like we need those. Like I don't look. We need some tussie, and we need the metal scraper things for to put on. So we can smooth this thing out a little bit, and you know what? It's gonna be caked. I'm talking about we gonna cake it, but we gonna smooth it out before you put your arm back down. But we gonna cake it all off up in here.
It was rough, man, and I'm like, dog, and it was our spin class is 45 minutes. 45 minutes. How you stank up all outside?
Outside.
You outside, be in the shade. We ain't even in the sun. We in the shade. It's 80 some odd degrees, 78. Beautiful. Like the wind is like 12 to 15 miles an hour. And we in the shade.
I smelled some funky people before, but like I have never in my life smelled a funkier person than that one time we went to PAX. And we went to that club, and somebody walked down those stairs while we was walking up, and he smelled like deodorant. What's that? What's deodorant? He smelled like like I've never heard of deodorant. Like that's how he smelled. Like I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't know I could do that. Like
me either, man. Like, dog, I just don't get it, man. I keep toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash at the job. I always keep gum in my purse. Like, not my purse, my backpack, like in a pocket, in the same pocket every single time. So I know when it's getting low. I know when I got just enough left. But I'm just like, dude.
But you can't be anywhere outside your house smelling like, can y'all lose so we can get off the court? Like you can't, you know what I mean? Because you know that's like when you playing like you playing around the way and you up and you just feel like you've been playing forever and you know that you've been sweating and like all that and like and somebody keep calling next and you just like, man, can he win so we can go? Like that he smells like can he win so we can go? Like that.
Right. I'm telling you, man, it's tough. Simpson said he got a 45 of that dude playing. We got the funk. But yeah, no. Simpson says, I want to know how you smell going back to work, bro. Luckily, that's the end of the day. And so when people leave work out that time, they go to the house, man. So hopefully he went home.
Every time I hear we got the funk though, that's when the KK sides be doing their thing, and they joint is like putting their arms out, like you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah.
Oh, he can't be no KK.
Well, we got the funk is that and Atomic Dog. They're both mostly Q songs.
Bro, I was at a band battle and the DJ played Atomic Dog, and they must not have been Nan Q Dog in the house. There was only a couple of college bands. They came there was 3 college bands, but it was a high school competition.
Okay.
But like when he played Atomic Dog, I kept looking around. I was like, where he at? Because you know he here. He here. Because the moment you hear you know that's my man's right there with the gold. Somebody spray painting some boots. Like
already.
You know that dude, but like nobody. I was like, yo, how we at a band competition? There's gonna be some colleges here, and there's not Nan Q Dog.
Right. I don't know, man. I don't know, dog. It's crazy. I don't know, man. So we got 3 things, man, that are mostly games, and unless you want to get into something else, but I want to talk to you about.
I want to talk a little bit about that band competition, though.
Oh, okay. Here, let's get into these, and then we'll talk about the band competition. How about that?
Okay.
So, Mike, I sent it to you guys in the chat. There are a group of people who've been working on the ending to Mass Effect 3 for 6 years. They are going to be releasing a brand new ending for Mass Effect 3.
Why are you wasting 6 years of your life on this?
Man, because clearly they were disappointed.
Yeah,
Clearly they
but
were
like
disappointed.
we knew you were disappointed when you did the whole indoctrination theory, and you had a long drawn out Google document detailing why all of this stuff was supposed to be something else and blah 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 whatever. BioWare said they ain't it, and we just kind of took it as they ain't it.
Right.
They extended it, so they addressed a couple of the complaints, and then the doctors was like, we out.
Right,
And
right.
you know what? I'm cool with that. I was cool with my ending. Like the first time I played, I did not get the green ending, and I chose the blue. And you know what? I'm cool with how that went. I was cool with finally getting the green ending and with the extended. And I'm cool. You don't need to waste 6 years of your life to this. Like we moved. Look, bro, we moved on. Like
Man.
we have, you know what I mean? Like, bro, have you ever even heard of The Witcher? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Have you even heard of The Witcher?
Right.
Yeah, like come on, man. Like we moved on. Like and we get it. You're still upset. And like every time somebody mentions, like every time I see a video about Mass Effect or whatever like that, they always have to mention how disappointed they were by the ending. Bruh, it's been how many years? Let it go. Like just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And there's no reason to still hold on to this. And there is absolutely no reason to dedicate 6 years of your life to a game that we decided to move on from and not really worry about no more.
Man, listen, Mike. I understand the effort. Like they're enhancing the game with some new visual designs, and so London or the priority Earth mission where you go to London and stuff, and has all broken up into sections. They've actually worked a way around instead of breaking it up to where it's like all together. Right. So now you can run through pretty much end to end and you don't have to worry about those screens and stuff like that. Right. So
no, you know what? I like the break in the action. I like the moment where I got to talk to everybody one last time. I enjoyed that. Like, it's 6 years old. Like, come on, man, we can spoil this now. But like, I liked the idea that I was able to have a sense of closure. And in that moment, the Garrus conversation always makes me tear up, bro. Like, and then like the Liara thing is so like beautiful. You know what I mean? Like when she does the little mind meld thing, and then you're in like the void and it's just y'all. And if that was your lover, like that makes it even more. I'm like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like the game is not perfect.
right.
But how many games are perfect? Like, you know what I mean? Like if the game is not perfect,
it was so close to being so good. It was so close to being.
No, that game is great.
No, it's a very good game. But listen,
the game is great as is. The ending should not deter you from enjoying a very, very extremely good game. That was a whole good game, and you got bothered by the last couple minutes.
Listen. I'm not one who's really bothered by it. Simpson said they spent 6 years waiting for the old Kanye.
I miss the old Kanye.
He ain't coming back, y'all. He's standing up on airports talking about leave Brett Kavanaugh alone. Like, come on, man.
Bruh, my man. Look, let me tell you what my man did. This is when you knew that my man is all the way gone. Well, first of all, when he put a picture of the "Make America Great Again" hat, and I'm about to cuss. But like, so I'm warning y'all, I'm about to cuss. But like Snoop, like he put it on Instagram, and Snoop was like, make your music great again, nigga, or Uncle Tom ass. Like, Snoop himself like did that. But like, but my man's showed up to some event where he was supposed to speak or something like that with his MAGA hat on and a Kaepernick shirt. Where they do that at?
Wow. Really?
My man showed up to an event with a MAGA hat and a Kaepernick shirt. Like,
come on, B. Can we talk about like that is a what is a hyper contradiction of terms?
You know what I mean? Like the two men that you are representing in that moment are complete opposites from the complete opposite sides of this issue.
Right.
You know
exactly.
What I mean?
Exactly. It's like, man, that's a walking contradiction, bro. Like
The
that's a
issue
paradox.
the issue you keep making worse, because now he's talking about abolishing the 13th Amendment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, lay back and shaking his head. Can't do it.
I get it. I get it. Like I get I get wanting the 13th Amendment revised, because they kind of slid in that clause like you can't force slavery, blah blah blah, unless you incarcerate. Then we can do what we want. Like right. I get it. Like let's just get rid of the unless you're incarcerated part. Like let's just fix that part.
Repeal that portion of the language.
Right. Like, but like, come on, man. Like, just get rid of the whole thing, bruh. You do realize that your mans and them that you represent with that hat is the first one that's gonna sign up. That's gonna be like, I'll pay for Kanye. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like he's gonna pay to have you on his staff because you are beneath him.
Bogus, man. Bogus. No, yeah, man. Like that's a whole weird deal, man. Like I said, I have nothing good to say about Kanye, so I'd rather not talk about the dude just because for me, I can't, bro.
Kanye always been like completely off the reservation, even with the George Bush don't care about black people thing. And he's always like, that was just like the wrong time to like
the wrong medium to express that.
Yeah, it was like the wrong time and place to express that thought.
Right.
And like, even if that's how you felt, like I get it. Like in hindsight, like years later after W, like, and then getting 45, it's just like maybe W wasn't so bad. So like, man. I don't know. And like W loves Michelle Obama, bro. Like I wish my girl looks at me the same way that W looks at Michelle Obama when she's around.
You silly man.
Bro, I wish.
You silly man.
That man is always like absolutely delighted to be in her presence.
Well, man, she must be a delightful woman. I mean, some people are delightful. You know what I mean? So that's funny though, dog. But no, man. So hey, let's get into these two things because they're both kind of the same thing, and then you can get into your band competition stuff, man. So, all right, y'all. So Microsoft and Google both announced cloud game streaming services within the past week. So Microsoft's service is called xCloud, and Google's is Project Stream. So Google's beta you can sign up for now. Microsoft's isn't going to come out till 2019. My question is, I see you, Mike. I see you. I got data caps, B.
No, I mean, like that's what I've been holding on to. How about before y'all get to all of this stuff, right? How about y'all do something to fix our internet infrastructure first, so that we actually have like we can all be about having the bandwidth and like be able the affordability of like the Google stuff, and like Microsoft got that they got that spaceship. You know what I mean? Like they got that spaceship, right. But like, bro, can they fix like we get it, like the cloud gaming thing, I guess is gonna be a thing. I hope that it works. I have my doubts because there's a lot of us like you that are on data caps. Yep. There's a lot of people that the internet don't go that fast. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that the internet ain't that stable. Like me, like, you know what I mean? Like there's a whole lot of stuff that you need to fix first in order for this to actually be a thing. If it becomes a thing, I'm cool with that because I don't see this going the same way as like VR. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see this going the same way as like 3D. Like, I don't see this going the same way as some of these other technologies that come out and supposed to be the newest, latest, best. And rest in peace. And
that's a great show, wasn't it?
And not really going anywhere. I don't see this going away. I see this as kind of the future. I don't think it's the near future, but I think it's the future.
Layback said they told y'all it was the future. And I guess he talking about 3D and then VR. Yeah, they can say it as much as they want to, but just saying it ain't gonna make it happen. I could say every day I want $1 million, I want to win the lottery. It ain't gonna make it happen every day. You know what I mean? So
you know what I mean? But and I don't carry cash, so I can play the lottery anyway. Because they can't, they won't take
cards. No, they won't take cards. But so here's the thing too, man. Like even if they get it set up to where it's affordable, then you have to consider latency, which Microsoft is saying it has to combat latency by messing with video encoding and decoding. And so they should make gaming stream on 4G networks too, because not only will it work on consoles, this is going to stream to your phone. So they're going to allow you to play big games on your phone. So one of the images mocked up was like a Forza game on your phone.
Layback said they trying to say 5G is going to replace your regular internet.
That's what they're trying to say.
Like they said about 4G.
Yeah, as I said about 4G. They didn't build out 4G like they were supposed to. Like it took a lot longer to build out. And then when it did, its speeds weren't as reliable as they were making it out to be. Supposedly 5G is supposed to be the next greatest thing, but that's what they do with these tech companies, man. They keep giving you promise while having you overlook your sorry present. Right?
Bruh. Like, okay, let's think about this, right? This is Google.
Mm-hmm.
Google is an amazing company and they have amazing products.
Mm-hmm.
But do we remember the promise of Google Glass?
We remember it. The $1,500 pair? Yeah.
Like Google Glass seemed like it was the future. It was that thing. It was going to be everything that we needed without having to carry around a phone, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
Like it was seemed like it was going to be everything. And then it wasn't.
And then it's like, well, we kind of innovated AR, so there's that, you know. They're like, HoloLens, holla at your boy. It's basically what they said, you know. But no, and so Project Stream from Google, they're letting people sign up and play Assassin's Creed Odyssey for free on your Chrome browser. But I heard
that's really good for people who like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Really good things.
I've been hearing good things.
And you know, I'm an Assassin's Creed fan, so maybe Christmas, I don't know, we'll see. But my thing is this: if you have two of the largest tech companies out there trying to do this thing, how much of a push must it really take? Because not only because this is a browser now, so Google's trying to do it in a browser, so you get a browser on your phone, people. And so Microsoft said specifically they're trying to do it to the mobile market as well. Microsoft about them ducats. They trying to get you on the service so they can stream and they can get you in this ecosystem somehow. But I just think when you think about those two really doing it, I'm you know, it's not that I'm concerned or worried. It's just
did they ever really solve? Like, let's be honest. Did they ever really solve, you know, console and PC gaming on the phone? No, they never solved that.
Well,
to a
degree.
Putting the buttons on the screen does not have the same like thing as like, I mean, the closest thing that we've gotten is like the Vita and the Switch.
Well, here's what Microsoft mocked up, and I'll pull up this picture here, and I'm gonna just show you the very, very front of this particular article to show you what they have. Because one of my friends has this right now for his Samsung Galaxy. He's the guy who I spoke with who switched from Apple, and he has a Samsung now. And so I'm gonna go ahead and present to everyone. So I want everyone to see that. Can you see that? You see that controller that holds the phone? Okay. So there you go. Connects via Bluetooth.
Okay.
That's the Xbox controller.
Go to your browser and search Emoga. M-O-G-A.
What? M-O-G-A?
Emoga controller.
Okay. I'm here. Yes.
I have that's basically the same idea. I have one of those. It's terrible.
Okay, but see the one I just showed you is
an actual Xbox controller.
Yeah, and I actually had my Xbox controller synced to my phone, so I know it works.
You know what? I did buy one of those cables where you can plug your I plugged a PlayStation controller into my tablet and I played some Grand Theft Auto 3 on it.
Yeah.
And that seemed to work, but then like you're dealing with all kinds of issues because like at what point I mean it's just gonna mean that I gotta buy more stuff.
Yeah.
Like I gotta buy the thing that clip it to the controller. I gotta make sure that I can keep all this charged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like come on, man. Like
it is an additional burden.
There's other problems that you need to fix first. Like you need to okay, make that work before you try to get the streaming stuff to work. Make sure the internet works.
Right. That's the big thing for me.
Try to get all of this stuff to work. So I'm like, yeah, you spend all the time that you want to, but if people ain't got the internet infrastructure to make this thing work, it's not gonna work.
And you can't look me in my face and tell me that 4G is going to be able to carry all of that data when sometimes 4G won't allow me to send out a text message. So you can't sit here and look me in my face and tell me that. I was born at night, but not last night. So I don't understand how that's going to work just yet. There are too many obstacles, and I remain unconvinced, bro. I remain unconvinced. So, all right, gonna get in. So that was all I had. So you said you want to get into the band thing, man.
Man, I've been jonesing, wanting to go to a band thing. I didn't go to the. I still haven't seen my favorite band, Norfolk State, yet this season. But they were having a high school competition, and it was announced. Well, it was announced saying that there was going to be 4 college bands there. All of the 4 college bands that were playing in the area, like Hampton and Lane, played against each other, and Virginia State and ECSU played against each other. So like all 4 of those bands were supposed to be there. Lane didn't show up. I guess they had to go back home. Lane is in Tennessee, Jacksonville, Tennessee. Like I ain't never heard of Jacksonville, Tennessee.
Oh, you ain't heard of Jacksonville, Tennessee? I have.
So like, but like it was a bunch of high schools, and like they started with like some the smaller schools, and I'm gonna tell you there was this one band, and I need to remember the name. There was like basically like there was a drum line, and there was like 6 people in that actually play instruments. all of the 6 people on instruments were young ladies.
Really?
And they only had 1 trumpet.
Really?
And that one young lady had to hold down the melody for every song that she played, every song that they played by herself.
That's rough.
And she did it. And she was a hefty lady, but like she did it. And like at the end, I wanted to say something to her, but then I was like, oh, like some creepy old guy you don't know just wanted to tell you how great you were. Maybe that wasn't.
I mean, look, she probably would have appreciated it, man. That you out there noticing all that work she putting in.
Yeah, but like that was crazy. And then like the one of the local places, all of them were, most of them were local. In like the Richmond, Hopewell, Petersburg, like that type of stuff. And like the Henrico High School was putting in work, and they had it in the bag. And I happened to look in between these little stands, and there was a bus that pulled up, and we all thought it was one of the colleges finally showing up. And somebody got off that bus, and I saw an E on the back of his uniform. And I was like, is that Eastern from DC? It's about to go.
So they got out, started clowning, huh? Man,
let me tell you, everybody, like even the larger versions of the local bands, they weren't putting out the kind of sound that you expect when you listen to the colleges. Like there was a clean difference between like the college bands and the high school bands, like a clean difference. And some of them had similar sizes, but there was a clean difference. except for Eastern. I say Eastern was the second best band of the night, including the high school. I mean, including the colleges, bro.
Really?
Eastern, when I said that's Eastern, it's about to be a problem. And people just and like the people around me was just like I guess they had never heard of Eastern. But Eastern from DC are a bunch of little monsters, and they just deboed the whole category that they were in. Like they were separated by like AAA and AA or something like that.
Awesome.
But there was only like three schools in that category, 3 or 4 schools in Eastern's category.
Man.
Eastern ran through that whole category, and they got best overall. It was I mean, like Eastern. But this is the first time me seeing Eastern live.
Mm-hmm.
I was extremely impressed, even knowing that I was going to be impressed.
Man, well, that's what's up, man. I'm glad you got a chance to. Did you record it?
There was a little bit, but like my girl recorded some stuff. She did a little bit of live stream. But I had her record Eastern. My phone was gonna die. I had her record Eastern. Mm-hmm. Doesn't sound as great from the cell phone.
Right.
But I say save your battery for Eastern. Like do that. Do that.
Right. Right.
And then the colleges did very well. Like I said, Lane didn't show up, but ECSU, VSU, and Hampton. I will say this. They let VSU go last because they're the locals. Like, you know, Elizabeth City, they're from North Carolina. Hampton is from Hampton, an hour away. So Virginia State was the local band. And I said, people were like, oh, Virginia State is going to be great. I was like, I like Virginia State. I think they're disrespectful in battles. They are like supremely disrespectful, and they ain't got no trumpets. Their trumpets is good until the rest of the band plays, and they just get swallowed.
See, that was what was funny when we used to do step shows, man. We used to have all the other fraternities be disrespectful to us. Mm-hmm. Then we just get out there and outstep them all. Yeah. Like it's like you do what you say what you want to say, man. You do what you want to do, but it ain't gonna change this outcome.
I will say this though. This is the last thing I got to say about this. I was extremely impressed by Hampton. I've never truly, like, outside of when I was a little kid and we used to go to like the Hampton Homecoming Parade and stuff like that. Like, you know, like seeing Hampton when you're a little kid, it was just like, oh wow, this is impressive. And then like I got to see Norfolk State and some of the other places, and I went like, well, Hampton's not that great. But like I was extremely impressed by Hampton. And like I was, you know, I was clowning. I was like, oh, Hampton's gonna be here. And when they turned around, and they started their shows by a thing called the Wall of Sound. It was a wall.
Really?
It was a wall. It was a wall. I don't think I ever heard that wall like that. And I've seen Hampton many times. I ain't never heard that wall sound like that, bro.
Wow.
That was a new kind of wall, bro.
Word up, man. Word up. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. It sounded like it was pretty cool. It was off the chain. Yeah. Maybe there'll be some videos posted from that competition, man, because that'll be cool.
I haven't seen any, but there were people recording, but I haven't seen any, which kind of sucks because like all of these competitions and stuff, like I see on YouTube and stuff like that from everywhere else except the stuff from here.
Man, that's crazy, man. Well, Mike. Look, we've been here 59 minutes, dog. We ain't even got a chance to go into consumption when we've been watching and stuff. If you want to run through it
good
like
place.
in 30
Watch
seconds.
A good place. Watch The Good Place.
I need to get on A Good Place. I'll probably start that tonight. I've been playing Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm about 50 hours in. It is greatness on this new PC.
I've been playing the new update on the Killing Floor. I am just short of my what happened? Your sound just went away. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me? Did I go away or did you go away? One of us went away. I don't know. I don't hear you no more. I don't hear you. Can you hear me?
Hold on.
There you go.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. Okay, there we go. Okay. No, I was hearing you. I think Yeah, my PC has just been acting real weird with OBS. I think it's an OBS thing, man. So um but yeah, Good Place is funny. Layback says it's really good. So yeah, but no man, I need to get up on there. And then that Forza Horizon 4, man, goodness.
I played a smidge of Forza Horizon. It looks amazing, even on my regular Xbox.
Dog on this PC.
It looks really stinking good. I'm probably not gonna play that much, but I did download it because I got Game Pass. So like it's Game Pass is like bruh.
Game Pass is worth it.
Yeah, like just because like I would have never played Forza if it wasn't for Game Pass. And like I played a little bit and I was like, wow, this is actually really impressive on my regular Xbox.
It's so stinking good, man. I am rolling a hard 60 frames a second locked with 1440p resolution on my screen, dog. It is greatness. I love that game, man. It's great, man. It's great. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, that is it for Facetious episode 142. Mike, you got any shout outs for some people before I get into them here?
No, just shout out to all the people, man.
For sure. Well, you know me, man. I want to shout out everybody who joined us live tonight. That's first off, Ron Block, Simpson, Laid Back for Life. Look, if you joined us but you didn't participate in the chat, well then I'm sorry. I didn't give you a call out, but I was looking at all the participants, but that's all I saw. So additional shout outs go to Elaine from last week, man. That show was quite hilarious. People hit us up. They said they enjoyed that, man. So I like that too. Slasher, Ace, Extreme Shaft, Rocket Ship, and Dragon 59 were all out there in the game night, dog. We were out there clowning. We got you in there too, Mike, but man, we were out there clowning.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play. I didn't get a chance to play with anybody, but I did play the game a little bit while in the chat, and I don't like that Subi, dog.
That Subi, yeah, hey, I love the Subaru. That Impreza, man. That thing goes hard, man. It got me through a lot of races.
I don't think it's just the Subi. I think I don't like dirt races.
Yeah, dirt races are difficult. They're a little difficult. I grew up in the country, so I grew up learning to drive on dirt roads. So it's a little different. But yeah, man, but that's really about it, y'all. Hey, thank you so much for watching and or listening to Facetious 142. Look, we'll be back in your ears and in front of your eyeballs again next week. Next week is going to be a extremely busy week. Actually, it's this week. Next week should be easier, but this week is going to be busy. But so I'm glad I got this done. Shout outs to Columbus Day, man, for keeping me off work today. I really appreciate that. I needed a break.
Indigenous Peoples Day.
Shout out to the indigenous man. If this would be Indigenous Peoples Day, kind of, man, look, we indigenous folks, we need that. We need a day. So
that's why y'all took his. Like he took yours. So like,
right. Just reclaim it. But everybody, we'll be back again next week. Hey, leave us a review. Check us out. Leave us a review. If you like the show, thumb us up. If you like this on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, man. Subscribe. Tell some other folks to subscribe. Hit us up. And
hit that bell, son.
Right. Also, look, I'll be doing Extra Life again this year, and I'm gonna release my schedule here really soon. So y'all please sign up. I think I have a small goal of like $200. So please donate. We're raising money for kids, man. We're gonna do this thing. Oh, my money is going to Children's of Alabama. So because that's where Meef is sending his funds. They kind of the hospitals here don't really participate that much anymore. So I just go to another hospital that I know does some good work. So I did it that way. So, and I think that's about it. You all join the OFR Racing League in Forza Horizon 4 and drop by our Discord channel to see this. I know Mike joined. Y'all should do that. And also, if you're playing Forza, remember to download the Forza Horizon, the Forza Hub app. You get free money in every Forza game that you own, essentially every single week, and free prizes and stuff. So that's really about it, y'all. We'll be back in your ears in front of your eyeballs again next week. Peace out to the wards.
Peace out to the wards, y'all.
Yeah.